Hi again, everybody. Welcome into the ACME Oyster House afternoon wrap as today OTAs wrap up for the New Orleans Saints here at the Oshler Sports Performance Center. And with John DeShazier, I'm Sean Kelley. Glad to be with you here as we've turned the page on another portion of the 2018 Saints offseason. John, this does end that 3-week stretch.
Yeah, and all you want to do right now is incrementally get better. Just get better each and every day. You're not going to win a Super Bowl here in June, but you can make steps toward getting better and hopefully advancing toward that Super Bowl. So you just want to get better. Obviously, you don't want to get anyone hurt at this time of year, but you just want to make improvements.
Yeah, no doubt. Today's practice was here outside. It wasn't a bad day. Obviously, it's been warm all week, but there was a bit of a breeze. And, John, I don't think it was too taxing on anybody.
No, I don't think so at all. I mean, they're not going at it extremely hard right now. There's no contact, obviously. So, again, you just want to make sure that guys are in shape, and it looks like everyone pretty much is. You don't want anyone to get injured. Looks like no one got injured. So you just want to be able to make it through and, again, make those small improvements.
And those small improvements usually don't yield big plays, but we did see a couple that certainly caught our eye today. Offensively, Traven Durrell had a couple of nice catches. And then, of course, Marshawn Lattimore had the big takeaway in practice today.
Yeah, NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, and he's still showing some of those signs here. He's an extremely competitive kid, does not like to lose, one of those few guys who's willing to go up against Michael Thomas one-on-one, and he doesn't mind that kind of competition. They exchange notes, they kind of make each other better, but he's one of those guys, even in practice, and I don't care if it's Drew Brees or whoever it is, Marshawn Lattimore is going to give his best.
Lattimore's practice today, I think, kind of sums up the way that OTAs go, especially for a lot of players in their second year. Head coach Sean Payton talked about Lattimore's big interception today, but also noted that it's a bit up and down this time of year.
We've had some competitive drills, not every one of them the same way, and yet there's a little bit of a cap on what you can do competitively and without being not being smart. So yeah, I would definitely say, you know, that class from a year ago is one that's going to be important. You know, we're going to count on this year's class, and I think the key thing is what are the things that they do well, trying to highlight those things, and you know, and coaching them all up the same way. Marshawn had a big play in the end of the 2-minute drill, but a few plays before that, you know, he played a technique not too well, and so you're never just turning and saying, hey, just go back to what you were doing a year ago. There's a lot of improvement for all of those guys.
So obviously Marshawn Lattimore sticks out today. John, one thing that's hard to pick up here during OTAs and even minicamp, which is upcoming, is the play up front, offensive and defensive linemen. With no pads, it's really hard to evaluate where those guys might be.
Yeah, it's a physical position, so you need to know exactly how guys' hands placement will go and what kind of physical force they can exert, because you're out here, and again, getting your hands on a guy and actually getting them on the ground during a game is a lot different out here. You're trying to keep everybody up. You don't want anybody to get injured. So you're really kind of pantomiming more than anything. You're hoping to work on technique, but you don't know the exact physical force and exertion until you actually put the pads on.
Yeah, no doubt. It's still an important time of year, especially for an offensive line looking to replicate the success of last year's unit. And there's some change on the depth chart there as we move toward training camp. Head coach Sean Payton talked about their development at this time of year.
Part of it is the health of those players, replacing, you know, Senio, who played, you know, close to 60% of the snaps. It would be important to understand it's hard to go through a season with the same 5 guys, and yet you hope you're able to. And then any changes or things that you're adding that you think can help your team.
Last year it's kind of chaos, but jumping into the mix, and I learned a lot though, especially having Zach Streif as a mentor last year. He was a huge help. And coming into this year, just working on some of the things that I picked out of last year that I need to work on. So I think it's been a good start here.
Yeah. What are some of those things you've been working on? Because Coach Rochar was kind of filling us in on, you know, the things he feels like you've improved on.
Yeah, I mean, just pad level and run blocking and staying square in my pass set, and just little nuances like that, little things, little details.
Staying on that offensive side of the football, one name, John, that we're talking about a little bit more now, and I think we're going to really talk about it as the summer progresses, and that's Taysom Hill. He's in a battle to be the backup quarterback to Drew Brees.
Yeah, he's somewhat of a mystery man. I mean, we know that he's extremely athletic. He played special teams last year. We know that he has a lot of potential. He's a guy that I probably right now believe Green Bay probably wishes they had not allowed him to get loose, because he probably would fit with that team. But right now he's with the Saints, and he looks like a guy who could be the future quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. He's got a lot of talent, a lot of potential, but we don't know exactly what he can do yet because he hadn't received the reps.
He is holding on special teams, and he's getting a lot of second team reps at quarterback. But these are still the first meaningful reps to that position for Taysom Hill, and he says in a lot of ways he's a rookie all over again.
I had the opportunity to play quarterback in Green Bay last year, but this is the first time that I've had a chance to take any reps at the quarterback position here. And so it's all new to me, relative in terms of seeing everything and operating inside of it. I obviously had the opportunity to watch Drew do it last year, but there's a big disconnect from the classroom study and taking it on the field and doing it. So really just trying to take advantage of every rep and opportunity I get right now.
All right, Taysom Hill, his number is 7. We'll keep an eye on that, obviously, throughout the rest of the summer. Speaking of the summer, the Saints will break for a little bit of a summer weekend here. Mini camps next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
It'll probably be a little bit warm, but what do we expect at South Louisiana? Hopefully these guys will hydrate, obviously. Work over the weekend on trying to stay in some kind of shape, because when they come back out here, they're going to get back out here and they're going to go after, but hopefully, nothing will happen during that mini camp. And again, another chance to see these guys make improvements, hopefully one-on-one against one another. Again, no contact, but an opportunity for fans to kind of get out and see some of the things they've been working on.
Yeah, no doubt. The last stop of the offseason, can you believe it?
No, but I'm ready. I think you're ready too. We're ready.
Saints mini camp begins on Tuesday. It will run through Thursday. As John mentioned, the Saints fans will get a chance to watch the team work out before they break for the summer and get themselves ready for training camp 2018. That'll do it for this week's edition of the Afternoon Wrap, brought to you by ACME Oyster House, and that's a wrap on week 3 of OTAs as well. For John DeShazier, I'm Sean Kelley. We'll see you next week.